Climate change is a significant and lasting change in the statistical distributions of weather patterns over periods changing from decades to millions of years. For the past few decades, the gaseous composition of Earth's atmosphere is undergoing a significant change, largely through increased emissions from industries, agriculture sector, widespread of deforestation, as well as fast change in land use and land management practices. Indian Council of Agriculture Research (ICAR) has launched a major network project entitled National Initiative on Climate Resilient Agriculture during 2010-11. Central Research Institute for Dryland Agriculture, CRIDA, Hyderabad, is the nodal agency for the project. The project aims to enhance resilience of Indian agriculture to climate change and climate variability through strategic research and technology demonstrations. At present, 130 Krishi Vigyan Kendras in the country are involved in technology demonstration component. The basic objectives of the technology demonstrations component are demonstrations of the site-specific technology interventions on farmers' fields for coping climate variability, creating awareness and capacity building among farmers and other stakeholders on resilient agriculture, development of innovative institutional mechanism at the village level to gear up the farmers for climate change. Kurnool district falls under scarce rainfall zone with 650 millimeters, where the climate variability is widely seen. Banaganapalli Mandal represents rain shadow area of the district which is most amenable to drought. Yagantipalle village of Banaganapalli Mandal was selected, where groundwater is overexploited. Later on, Meerapuram village was also added, which has similar agroclimate situation. Major interventions under this project covered the following 4 modules: natural resource management, crop production, livestock and fisheries management, institutional interventions. Natural resource management. Having realized the importance of farm ponds in saving the crop from moisture stress, excavated farm ponds in farmers' field with capacity of 1000 cubic meters. During the monsoon period, the harvested water was utilized for life-saving irrigation of the rain-fed crops, which resulted in increasing the yield by 32%. Farm waste recycle bins. 70% soil are low in organic carbon due to high temperatures and application of inappropriate quantity of organic manure. Hence, compost technology has more potential to meet the organic manure requirement. Compost pits were promoted by using Kadapa slabs 20 by 6 by 4 feet near threshing yards.
చాలా మంది రైతులు ఇప్పుడు పైన భూమిపై పావులను వేసుకోవడం వల్ల కంపోస్ట్ చెత్త చెదారం దంటు పుల్లగా వర్షాధారం పడినప్పుడు కూడా వర్షం నీటితో ప్రవాహానికి ఎరువు కొట్టుకోవడం పోవడం వల్ల ఆ విధంగా కూడా నష్టపోతుంటే నేను వాళ్ళ సలహాల వల్ల నికరా ప్రాజెక్టు ఉండే ఈ విధంగా తొట్టి తయారు చేసుకొని లోపల పశువుల ఎరువు చేసి ప్లస్ చెత్త చెదారం వేయడం వల్ల కంపోస్ట్ తయారయ్యి బాగా వాటిలో సారవంతంగా ఉపయోగించుకుంటున్నాను. అదేవిధంగా వర్షం పడినప్పుడు కూడా దీన్ని ఎక్కడికి పోకుండా నీరు నిల్వ ఉండి చెత్త చెదారం బాగా కుళ్ళిపోవడం వల్ల కూడా ఎరువు మంచిగా తయారయ్యి నేను ఈ విధంగా మెట్ట భూములకు తోలుకోవడం వల్ల నాకు దాదాపు సంవత్సరానికి 15 ట్రాక్టర్ల ఎరువు వీటిలో పడుతుంది. కాబట్టి దాదాపు ఒక ట్రాక్టర్ వచ్చేసి 2 టన్నుల లెక్క 30 టన్నులు నాకు పశువుల ఎరువు తయారవుతుంది.
Compost pits. Compost pits dug out with dimension of 15 by 6 by 3 feet near threshing yards. It created awareness among the farmers towards production of organic manure for improving soil organic matter. The crop residues and soil were spread in alternate layers and finally covered with fine soil. With initial aerobic followed by anaerobic decomposition, compost was ready in 6 to 8 months. Continuous application of this compost at 2 tons per acre for 3 years resulted in increase of organic carbon by 0.2%. Desilting of the tank. Burakunta tank was spread in 12 acres area and it is a water source for Meerapuram and Yagantipalle villages. Farmers opined that desilting of Burakunta tank could help them to have water in borewells in the post-monsoon period. The tank was desilted for 1 meter depth. The silt was applied to the marginal soils, resulted in increase of crop yield by 15 to 18%.
నా పేరు గోపి, మాది మీరాపురం గ్రామం. 2012లో కృషి విజ్ఞాన కేంద్రం వాళ్ళు మా మీరాపురం గ్రామాన్ని దత్తత తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది. దత్తత తీసుకున్న తర్వాత బురుకుంటను గుర్తించడం జరిగింది. 5 అడుగుల లోతు పూడికి తీయడం వలన నీటి మట్టం పెరిగింది. వర్షపు నీరు బాగా నిల్వ ఉంటున్నాయి. దీనివలన బోర్లు రీఛార్జ్ అవుతున్నాయి. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత పశువులు కానీ జీవాలకు కానీ పుష్కలంగా నీళ్ళు ఉంటున్నాయి. ఎండల కాలం నీళ్లు సమృద్ధిగా ఉంటున్నాయి.
Introduction of drip irrigation in horticulture crops. The total area in the village under irrigation was 650 acres, which included 215 acres under horticulture. Drip irrigation was introduced in Project Village, covering 150 acres for different horticulture crops.
మాకు 2 ఎకరాల మామిడి తోట ఉంది. బోర్లు ఇంచిన్నర నీళ్ళు ఉంటే ఒక తడి పెట్టదలకల్లా వారం రోజులు పట్టేది. కృషి విజ్ఞాన కేంద్రం వల్ల మాకు డ్రిప్ ద్వారా పెట్టేది విధానం తెలిపిన తర్వాత మేము డ్రిప్ వాడుతుంటే మాకు చాలా బాగుండాయి. చెట్లు బాగా ఎగురేసినాయి. ఎరువులు కూడా ట్యాంకర్లో కలిపి వదులుతున్నాం. అప్పుడు కూడా మాకు చాలా మేలు కలుగుతుంది.
Groundwater recharge pits. To replenish groundwater, recharge pits are necessary. Groundwater recharge pits helped in increasing the groundwater level of bore wells by 12 feet. Recharge pits were closely made near the borewell with the dimensions of 2 by 2 by 2 meters at valley point. Biogas units were promoted under this project in view of ecological safety point in coordination with NETCAP. One biogas unit saves 32 liters of kerosene and 4 tons of firewood every year, along with saving an amount of rupees 4,800 per annum on LPG. Production interventions. PRG 176 variety of red gram introduced in the village as it is short duration and drought tolerant. The variety performed well in medium to light soils with 23% increased yield over the long duration varieties. This variety was suited to the climate conditions as it escaped terminal moisture stress and haze.
నేను గత 10 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి నిక్రా ప్రాజెక్ట్లో కందులు, కొర్రలు ఇవన్నీ వేస్తున్నాను. ఇంతకుముందుకు మేము ఆశ కానీ ఎల్ఆర్జీ 41 కానీ దీర్ఘకాలిక రకాలు వేస్తుంటాము. ఇప్పుడు నిక్రా వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఎల్ఆర్జీ 52, పిఆర్జీ 176 వేస్తున్నాము. అవి దీర్ఘకాలిక రకాలు వెనకసారి బెట్ట పరిస్థితుల్లో తక్కువ దిగుబడి వచ్చేది. ఇప్పుడు 176 ఇవి తక్కువ కాలం పంట అయినందువల్ల ముందు వర్షాలు లేకపోయినా కూడా చలి మంచుకు కానీ మనకు 5 నుంచి 6 క్వింటాల వరకు దిగుబడి వస్తుంది.
Millets were proved as the best climate resilient crops in rain-fed situation. Cultivation of millets like Setaria, Porso millet, Barnyard millet and Finger millet were promoted under this project.
మేము 5 ఊర్లో కొర్ర వేయకుండా జొన్న, కంది ఇట్లా వేరే పైర్లు వేస్తున్నాము ఒకటే పంట. ఇప్పుడు మాకు ఈ కొర్ర వేయబట్టినాక మళ్ళీ కొర్ర కోసినాక మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక పంట వేసుకొని కూడా వీలు ఉంటుంది. కొర్ర కూడా పంట బాగా వస్తుంది. ఎకరాకు 10 అట్లా వస్తుంది. సూర్యనంది రకము. అందుకే మాకు ఇది కొర కోసినాక మళ్ళీ మినుము కానీ శనగ, రేగడి పొలం అయితే శనగ వేసుకోవచ్చు, లేకపోతే మహేంద్ర జొన్న వేసుకోవచ్చు, పచ్చ జొన్న అట్లా 2 కార్లు పండించుకొని ఆస్కారం ఉంది. మాకు చాలా మేలు ఇది.
Red gram Setaria intercropping system. Red gram plus Setaria based intercropping system was demonstrated with 1:5 ratio to ensure against crop failure due to drought during crop growth period. Under this demonstration, medium duration of red gram and short to medium duration of Setaria varieties were cultivated. This practice has emerged as a significant drought coping strategy and resulted in higher yield per unit area through better use of bimodal distribution of rainfall. The practice is well adopted by rainfed farmers in the district.
అంతకుముందుకు మేము కంది పంట ఒకటే వేసి ఒకటే పంట తీసుకునే వాళ్ళము. కేవీకే వాళ్ళు చెప్పిన తర్వాత నుంచి మేము అంతర పంటలుగా కొర్ర వేసేవాళ్ళము. కొర్ర వేసిన దానివల్ల 2 పంటలు వచ్చేటివి, ప్లస్ మళ్ళీ పశుగ్రాసం కూడా వచ్చేది మాకు. దానివల్ల అధిక ఆదాయం ఉండేది. తర్వాత నుంచి మళ్ళీ మిల్లెట్స్, చిరుధాన్యాలు ఇట్లాంటివి వేస్తున్నాము. పెసర, మినుము, ఇప్పుడు అండుకొర్ర, వరిగెలు, సామలు, రాగులు ఇట్లాంటివి కూడా వేస్తున్నాము. దానివల్ల మాకు వెనకసారి వర్షాలు లేకపోయినా కూడా ముందు ఒక పంట కానీ ఏదో ఒకటి వస్తుంది. రైతులు యాగంటిపల్లె గ్రామంలో దాదాపు ఒక 25-30 హెక్టార్లలో వ్యవసాయం పాటిస్తున్నారు.
In situ moisture conservation measures. Conservation furrows of 30 centimeters between rows help to cope with moisture stress in rain-fed long-duration crops like castor, red gram, etc. 16 to 20% increased yields were recorded. Introduction of drought-tolerant varieties in Bengal gram. Introduced drought-tolerant Nandyal Seneca 1 and NBEG 49 varieties of Bengal gram. The performance of these varieties were found better than JG11 by 11 to 15%. These proved as climate-resilient varieties with good rooting trait and heat tolerance. Livestock interventions. Livestock is the major source of livelihood in dry land agriculture. It provides sustainable income to small and marginal farmers. Keeping this in view, several activities were carried out in the villages to increase livestock productivity under this project. Round-the-year production strategies. Fodder Bank was established in the village in an area of 10 acres with high-yielding hybrid Napier varieties like CO4 and Super Napier. Fodder stem cuttings were supplied to the farmers from this fodder bank in the village. The fodder was also shared to 40 landless poor farmers to feed their animals. The fodder area in the village has increased from 16 acres to 94 acres within a period of 4 years. Similarly, other fodder crops like lucerne, fodder sorghum varieties like COFS29 were also demonstrated in these villages. Fodder conservation technologies. Silage making was demonstrated under this project to preserve the green fodder. Silage bags were introduced for preservation of the green fodder. Later, plastic drums were used for this purpose. The silage was fed to dairy animals during summer and recorded 15.5% increase in milk yield over farmers' practice. Low-cost hydroponic fodder production, which required less space, labor, water and electricity, was demonstrated under this project. Nutritious maize fodder with 15% crude protein was obtained within 7 days from this unit. Supplementation of 12 kg hydroponic fodder reduced ₹15 on cost of concentrate feed and an additional income of ₹44 per day was recorded. Enrichment of roughages. Burning of maize stubble causing air pollution was observed in the village during 2011. The stubble contains 3% crude protein and it can be fed to dairy animals. Even 44% wastage of maize and sorghum stubble was observed on direct feeding. The wastage of this stubble was reduced through chopping of maize and sorghum straw, and the chopped straw was enriched through haylage making. Adding of haylage solutions consists of 2 kg jaggery, 2 kg urea and 2 kg salt in 20 liters of water to 100 kg chopped straw enhanced the crude protein by 5%. Feeding of this enriched straw resulted in 6% increase in milk yield along with fat content in the milk. The milch animals were found deficient in minerals, especially zinc, copper and manganese. To mitigate the problem, area-specific mineral mixture was demonstrated under this project. Supplementation of mineral mixture at the rate of 80 grams per day resulted in reduction of repeat breeding and 8% increase in milk yield. Urea molasses mineral blocks also demonstrated under this project to supplement proteins and minerals to the milch animals. Reduction of calf mortality through calf registration program. Calf mortality was the major problem in the village and it was recorded as 48% during 2010-11. Scientific practice of calf rearing was demonstrated through calf registration program. The calf registration process includes registration of the calf immediately after birth. Health card was issued with primary details of calf and the owner. Every month health camp was organized in the village and health checkup of the registered calves were done. Deworming and vitamin supplementation was given to the calves. Body weight was recorded every month during these camps. From second month onwards, calf starter along with salt licks supplied to increase the growth rate and to mitigate mineral deficiency. A total of 550 buffalo calves were covered under this program from 2011 to 2019. The calf mortality was reduced to 12% and 32% body weight increased over farmers' practice.
నా పేరు రాజేశ్వరి చెర్లకొత్తూరు గ్రామము ఇక్కడ పుట్టిన తర్వాత నుంచి 6 నెలల వరకు నెలకు వచ్చేసి మందులు వేసిపోతున్నారు 3 సంవత్సరం వచ్చింది దూలకు ఆరోగ్యంగా బాగుండే దూళ్ళు.
Other interventions. Foggers were installed in the cattle sheds which reduced the temperature by 5 degrees during summer season. The heat stress was reduced in the buffaloes through fogging at hourly intervals. Backyard poultry was promoted under this project with Rajshri and Kadhaknath breeds. Rearing of 10 poultry birds provided an amount of Rs 3,600 as subsidiary income to the farm families. Institutional interventions. Custom Hiring Center was established under this project to facilitate farm implements to the farming community for various agriculture operations. Seed drills, rotovators, sprayers, pump sets, subsoilers etc. were being used by the farmers during the crop season. Repairs and maintenance was being met from the higher charges. Seed Bank. The concept of village seed bank was being promoted to ensure availability of quality seeds of improved varieties at local. Seed production of red gram, foxtail millet, Bengal gram, jowar were being taken up successfully. Community Fodder Bank with high-yielding varieties of fodder like CO4 and Super Napier was established and reduced the shortage of green fodder by 70%. The fodder was shared by landless farmers. Village Climate Risk Management Committee was functioning actively in formulation of action plan based on the needs of the farmers. Agromet Advisory Services. Agromet advisory services were being rendered in coordination with ARS Anantapur for every 5 days regarding weather-based incidents of pest and disease and their control measures. The weather report is being displayed in the villages and disseminated through social media. Capacity building. Seasonal training programs on crop and livestock management were conducted regularly to enhance the knowledge of the farmers. On the whole, the project has brought a change in the cultivation of crops by the farmers according to the climate situations. The farmers' decisions regarding the agri and allied aspects were driven through climate change filter. The interventions were well adopted by most of the farmers according to their convenience and became climate smart farmers.